The 14th of August, Rabbi Furst, Pierke Avos.
Ah.
Good morning, Rabbi Furst. How are you? Can't hear you.
Good morning, Rabbi Furst. Can you hear us? Can't hear us.
Oh, I hear you. Do you hear me?
Yes.
Good.
Okay.
See you now too. See you better.
Very good. Okay. Good morning. How's everyone doing today?
Yeah, very well. How about you?
Fine, Baruch Hashem. Okay, good. We'll get started. Good. We'll get started again. So, as we left off, we're in the fourth Pierke, right? If I'm not mistaken. Do you remember? Did anyone
Yes.
mark down? Did anyone mark down which pasuk we left off on?
Yud Chet.
Okay, let's begin with that then. Okay, Roy or Lou, would you like to read? Who's
You reading, Lou, or what?
Go ahead, Roy.
I won't read much, just a bit. Tzedu, Tzorodeinu, Mulaches, Birachavelsenu, Korev, Kitsenu, Maru, Yemenu, Kiba, Katsenu. Yudches is 18. Where was that? All right. They hunt our steps, that we cannot walk in our broad places. Our end is near, our days are fulfilled, for our end is come.
sounds pretty serious.
But that can't be, because we have a promise that our end never comes.
Right. So it could be that it's referring to maybe our presence in Eretz Israel. It could be our presence in Yerushalayim. It could be referring to our having the Beit Hamikdash. Whether it means actual complete absolute destruction, that I'll have to take a look at the Meforshim.
It wouldn't be an expression of despondency.
That could also be a way of understanding what the pasuk's talking about. It could may not. That's the reality as they experienced it. May not be the actual true reality, right? Let me first check Rashi. 1 second. See what Rashi says on this. Okay. It says come. Pasuk Yud Ches. Okay. Yud Ches. No. Yud Ches. Kiva Kitsenu. Karav Kitsenu, Malay Yamenu. Interesting. You see, understand, there's a repetition here also. Carve kitzenu, mulo yamenu, kiva kitzenu. Our end is near. We have our days are up, and our end has come. Isn't that a little bit redundant?
Days are here. Redundant, may not be. We cannot walk in our end is near. Our step
So
end is near. Our days are filled. We cannot walk in our broad places.
Seems like it's slightly different. My English says our end drew near. Our days are done, for our end has come. It actually is a little bit of a contradiction because it says that our end drew near, and then it says our end has come.
right, Karov kitzenu. Karov means it's drawing close, or it's past tense. It drew close,
Right.
meaning it already seemingly if it already took place. It already took place. Let's see. Rashi doesn't say really an explanation on this. There is we have some.
They hunt our steps. Our end is near. We cannot walk in our broad places. Our days are fulfilled, for our end is come. Try to pair them.
That's a little bit of an understatement, though. They can't walk in their workplaces. They can't pray together down the promenades. Like that's a little bit. Is that a little bit of an understatement?
Yep.
Well, mine actually says, so we could not walk in our streets.
Even so, I mean that's it's still a pretty much of an understatement. That's a far cry from being eliminated.
Yeah, it doesn't seem to fit with our end has come.
Does it go together with your chest? The next posuk?
Could be. Let's take a look. You want to read the next passage? We'll see.
Our days are fulfilled. We've got to look after ourselves. We've got to be careful where we're going. We've got to hide here, hide there, sneak out and do something for our benefit and come back again. We haven't got a moment's rest. Our pursuers wait for us everywhere, in the mountains and the wilderness. They're hunting us. We can't walk out in the open. Our end has come. It seems like we can't do anything more. That's it.
Right. Okay. So I'm seeing that there's some of the midrashim that are saying that when it means mola yamenu yameyahu beisa, it means the days of that bias, meaning it's a reference to the base of Mikdash. Apparently, that it's a reference to the base of Mikdash, that the days of the base of Mikdash have come to an end.
Mm-hmm.
That's one thing. Um,
Maybe the reason it seems a little bit contradictory is because it's talking about the base of Mikdash being destroyed on the one hand and the exile on the other hand. But it still doesn't make sense that it says, oh, yeah, maybe it's our end has come is that the end of the base of Mikdash.
yes, and that's what it seems to be indicated from the Medrash.
And our end drew near is talking about the exile. We're being exiled. It's close to the end, but it's not the end because we still exist in Galus. But as far as the base of Mikdash, that's it. It's over.
Yeah. Apparently.
I'm just grasping at straws.
Right. Well, maybe here's another straw. Our end is near, our end is come. The two ends others are linked. Our end is near. And then our days are fulfilled with saving ourselves, but still our end is come. And whoops, it's near us, but now it's here. Like saying, there's a train, it's coming. Oh, the train is here.
Yeah.
Station.
Yeah. And
So,
yeah, right. And I very, very good, very good. I see now that there are many based on the Medrash, and there are many Meforshim that explain that yeah, these statements are in reference to the not to the Klal Yisrael, because as you pointed out, Lou, that in general we don't say that there'd be such a total destruction, but in terms of the base of Mikdash, yeah, these are references to the base of Mikdash, that the days of the time is coming near, and the days have been fulfilled. They come to an end of the base of Mikdash, and now it's ended and it's over. Yeah, these things are referencing to the base of Mikdash. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so that's clear. Okay, that's good. And okay, so we went to the next pasuk as well. The Kaim higher they were swift, our pursuers, more than the eagles of the heavens. They were in the mountains. They been to ambush us and trap us. So the Midrashim explain why were they so swift? Why were they so pursuing us with such hot pursuit? Because they didn't want us in our escape to have any rest, that we would pray to Kadosh Baruch Hu, that the Nebuchadnezzar and his generals told their troops that not to give the Jews any rest along the way until they reached the end of and they were brought into exile, taken out of Eretz Israel. Because if they would rest and they had a chance to collect their thoughts, they would pray to Kadosh Baruch when Kadosh Baruch would have Rachmanis, have mercy on the Klal Yisrael, and would rescind the decree, the Gezerah. So they told them not to give the Jews any time to stop even to pray, because if they would have a moment to pray, that could undo their whole plan of sending us out off into exile. That's why they were so swift in pursuing us. Okay, let's see the next pasuk.
Ruach Apenu Mashiach Ad Hashem Nilkod Nilkad Bishchilsosem Bishchilsosam Asher Omarnu Batilu Shilo Nachye no Nichye Begoyim. The breath of our nostrils, the anointed of Hashem, was taken in their pits, of whom we said, under his shadow we shall live among the nations. The breath of our nostrils, the anointed of the Lord, it's us, was taken in their pits, of whom we said, under his shadow we shall live among the nations.
Now, where's this pit? I have traps. They were trapped. They were snared in their traps.
Mhm.
Baruch Rabbeinu, Mashiach Hashem Nilkad, like they were Nilkad trapped.
What is it that was anointed?
Baruch Rabbeinu, Mashiach Hashem, that the Kadosh Baruch Hu, who was the reference to the anointed ones here? So Rashi says, Mashiach Hashem, that's Yeshayahu. That's the Navi Yeshayahu that we read from him, his prophecies yesterday in the Saf Torah that we read from Yeshayahu. Right? Kono Yirmiyah al Yeshayahu, right? That was a pretty sad situation with the Yeshayahu. You know this. Right. Yeshayahu. Right. Okay.
So I'm confused. It says the breath of our nostrils, Hashem's anointed.
That's our neshama.
What does the breath of our nostrils have to do with Hashem's anointed?
It's our neshama.
What was the answer to that is, I think we have to understand why was Yirmiyah lamenting about him, right? What was his lament? What was right? So he was Yeshayahu was killed, right? Yeshayahu was killed, and at that point, that was part of the Gezerah. At that point, the part of the Gezerah was now determined for the destruction. Right. That. why did that represent a sad thing? First of all, he was one of our kings. Um, he had been killed. I think he had been killed in war. Uh, all right, 1 second. One second. Yeah, Mr. Yeshayahu. Right, there was yeah, right. Yeshayahu was a king. Yeshayahu was a king, and he was killed. He was killed in war by Paro. Paro and there was a war and killed. Yeah, so that's what.
So when it says the breath of our nostrils, it's referring to his life, the breath of his life.
So that particular reference, Ruach HaPenu, so that specific reference, what's that specific reference referring to? Why is it referring to Ruach HaPenu? Right, because that represented with the death of the king. See, with the death of the king, that represented a tremendous loss in the ability of Klal Yisrael to be independent. when that occurred, when the king was killed in battle, right? So that created tremendous dissent from our ability to be independent and to live on our own. We were now becoming subject to the goyim's rule over us. So that's like similar to saying that our lives were now changed irrevocably, and we were now becoming subject to the rule of the non-Jews.
Okay, so that's the trap.
Right. Right. We've fallen when that happened. That we felt tremendously when that occurred. That's why Yirmiyah is making a specific reference to that. You see,
And what does it mean Hashem's anointed? That's just poetically referring to the Jewish people?
no, that's referring to the king. The king was anointed. The kings always were anointed by a Kadosh Baruch Hu. So that's the fact that he was a king and anointed as such.
So that king, thought he could live among the nations?
No. This is a statement of Yirmiyah in reference to the killing of the king in battle. When he died in battle, that was a tremendous loss for us.
Okay, so the breath of our nostrils was caught in their traps. That's referring to the fact that he was killed, correct?
Right. That's right.
And then when it says he under whose protection we had thought we would live among the nations, what's that referring to?
So that when reference to the living amongst the nations, so that was a reference to the fact why he was because he didn't realize that the people were secretly worshiping idols. He didn't realize it. That could be a reference to the rest of the being similar to the rest of the non-Jews. She should be a more yeah, the Abarbanel explains that Yeshayahu the king thought that the Bnei Yehuda were tzaddikim and they were toivim, and therefore he was confident that they would be victorious in battle, but he didn't realize they were secretly doing avodah zarah, right? And therefore he didn't realize it was not gonna be successful to do battle. And the people were trying to live like the rest of the right. Right. There were no battles in the time of Yeshayahu, except when he went out to battle, he got killed. Right.
So we're talking about something that happened when Jerusalem was being besieged.
This was beforehand. This was beforehand. No, this was years before the siege of Yerushalayim. But this was which was a major event in the downfall of the Jewish people in Israel. That when they were secretly worshiping idols, and Yeshayahu didn't realize that, and he felt confident that because of the righteousness of the Jewish people, they would be able to go out and do war against their enemies. And in this particular case, the Egyptians. He didn't realize that they were secretly doing avodah zarah, and that led to his own death and the loss of the war. And that now opened the door for the other nations to come in and cause eventually the base of Midrash to be destroyed and Yerushalayim to be destroyed and Klal Yisrael to go to Golos. But that was like a turning point. Yeah, that was apparently a turning point. Let's see the next pasuk.
22, Kuf Beis.
Yeah.
Tam Elnech Beis.
I think 21. I think 21.
Oh, Shishi V'Simechi Beis Adom. Yashivisi Be'eretz Eretz Utz Gam Alayich Ta'avo Kos Tishkari Versus Ori. Rejoice and be glad, O daughters of Edom that dwell in the land of Uz. The cup shall also pass over to you, and you shall be drunken and strip yourself bare.
Wow, I have a much different translation.
Yeah, what's your translation?
Mine says, rejoice and exult, O daughter of Edom, who dwells in the land of Uz. To you, too, will pass the cup. You will be drunk and will vomit.
It's only the last one that was, and you shall vomit. Though I got on you and strip yourself bare.
Yeah.
Yes.
But it's contradictory. Mine is contradictory because it starts off at saying rejoice and exult. It sounds like a good thing for the daughter of Edom.
Probably overdoing it.
It says she's going to vomit. So
She overdoes it. Eats and drinks too much. Of whatever.
They're getting overstuffed.
Mm-hmm. But it's probably something completely different anyway. But that looks like it on the surface. And then you'd have to be drunk for the ending of my one and strip yourself bare.
Not necessarily. It could be that they're rejoicing and exulting, and it turns into an orgy.
Mm-hmm. This might be something.
Interesting. This was a Rashi says this was a nevuah. Yirmiyah was having a nevuah about the Chorban Bayis Sheni, because Edom Edom had a part of the Korban by Shani, not in the Korban. And Yirmiyah lived at the time of the Korban by Rishon.
Mm.
And so what it's referring to,
What is the land of Uz? What part of Eretz Israel is that, if it is?
I'm not sure. That no, it's talking about Edom. That's an Uts,
Oh,
right? Edom, which is an Uts. So that's probably a part of Edom's. Where exactly that is? Uts.
I think within the south a bit.
I'm not sure. I'll try and find out.
The south on the on the right hand side. South.
That's where it's Eov used to live there. The first pasuk in Eov, Ish Haya Be'eretz Uts, Eov Shemo. That was the place where Eov used to live in Uts.
Uh-huh.
Now, where is Uts? Where is Uts?
It's southeast.
I'm not sure. One second. I don't see clearly where it's mentioned where it is. Okay. Blasted dome. They say one of the fortunes say it's Pras. Pras is Persia.
Persia. Oh.
Okay. So there you go. You got it.
Edom is Persia. What's this Persia?
What's the strikers of Edom? The Bart, the Edom Yisra. It's referring. Don't forget, it's referring to the daughter of Edom. Now, who's the daughter of Edom? Who's the daughter of Edom? That's another question, right? It's not talking about Edom per se. It's talking about the Bas Edom. Who's Bas Edom?
I just assumed that it was a way of referring to Edom. Like when it says son of man, it's referring to human beings.
Daughter of Edom, like refer to the females, female population of Edom.
It's Karsi. So the Medrash says it's Karsi. Who's Kar? What's Karsi? Karsi.
Where's Karsi?
Karsi. What's Karsi? Kisuri. What's it? In Karsi Lalu. Okay, Nicholas Karsi, if you want to push that in. Karsi, it's called Karsi. It's called Karsi. It's called Karsi because they used to call their kings Karsi. They used to call Caesar. They used to call them the Caesars. Caesars were called Caesars. So Basidom, referring to Karsi, that's why it's called Karsi. Okay, sir. Okay. Oh, good. So it could be Pras, Karsi. What's the relationship of Pras to Edom? Why is it called Bas Edom?
Well, I have a comment that says, on the phrase Yosheves, the Eretz Uts,
Uts, right, Uts.
it says the Arameans' land bordering on Edom. See
Mhm.
Jeremiah 25:20, named after its early Edomite settler Uz, the son of Seir.
Mhm. Okay. All right, maybe we could, we might, if you want, we can pick this up a little bit tomorrow on this point.
Mm.
Okay.
So we
we're-
have,
We're on 20 now?
yeah, 21.
Yeah.
So we haven't got a clear translation of this.
No, so that's maybe why.
Mm.
Karsi Shema. Says they say there's Ta'akir says that Karsi Bas Edom should be Emes Karsi Shema Karsi Kasiri. Kasiri is its name. Its real name is Kasiri. Not clear. Not clear. I have a lot of different Karsi. But maybe we'll pick it up tomorrow if you like. Try and get a little more.
As a matter of interest, we've got here a daughter of Edom,
Yes.
and a bit later on, we've got a daughter of Sion.
Mhm.
Right.
So again, what do we mean?
Right. Why is it referring to a daughter? What's the distinction of having it mentioned it's a daughter?
Hmm.
Right. Okay. Something to work on. We'll try better tomorrow, Mr. Shem.
Thank you very much.
Hey, thank you, Rabbi.
Thank you, Roy. Thank you, Mr. Shem. Okay, we'll start Mr. Brusha in a few minutes, Mr. Shem.
All right.
Okay.
Right.
Oh, same thing. Have a good afternoon, Roy. Hope to see you soon, Mo.